Thank you for coming. Welcome to my talk with a very unsexy title, How CTF Mind-Solvable Heritage Penetration Tester. It wasn't helpful shortcut telling you signs of nervous, because I'm super nervous. So please be with me. I usually talk quickly once I'm nervous, so please tell me if I speak too quickly or if my English is going down. I'm here to speak to you about penetration testing, the differences between penetration testing and CTF and mindset, and give you tips, because for me, I started as penetration tester, I didn't have that, and I think it could contribute to you, especially if you're just getting into this field and learning to become a penetration tester. All this talk is based on my own mistakes and what I've learned during the time, so I hope it will help you becoming better at what you do. Quickly about myself, follow me on Twitter. I'm 27, I'm married, I have one dog. You won't get his name. System administrator, security analyst, penetration tester, security consultant. So I've started from networking, moved my way up to penetration testing. I have OCP, CRT. I just lately completed my SANS certification. So I've done a lot of those. I've done bug bounties, I have OCP, penetration testing. So I'll start with that. As anything caveat, I have nothing against OCP, CTFs. If you're doing them, amazing, go and do that. But just need to understand the differences between them. We're also going to speak about Nessus and what you can find with Nessus. Again, nothing against that. I use them all the time and I deal with them. How many of you done CTF or bug bounties or VanHub, stuff like that? So a lot of you. It's quite a common tool to get into this, into penetration, into security. It's quite common, but you need to understand the differences, because the goal in CTF is to search for one exploit, and it can lead you to the wrong way in penetration testing and what you need to achieve. So that was my way for me to get into penetration testing. Started doing CTF, doing VanHub, Hack the Box, stuff like that, moving to bug bounties. Didn't do very well with them. No money came out of it. And then landed my job as penetration tester. And I bet all of you done it part of their university or their job, so you know how it works. And I'll start with talking here about my own engagement, how one of my engagements I've done just when I started. I've been ordered to come to a council here in the UK. Sorry. Come to a council and to perform 3 days penetration testing on site. Plug in my computer after I signed in. Start with scanning, quite typical stuff. Nessus, Nmap, Responder, all the basic what do you do in the beginning. Quite quickly found out MS-17, so internal blue, the SMB version 2 exploit. Thank you, NSA. Got access to a Vista machine. Who runs Vista? The guy who runs Vista is the IT guy. So quite quickly I gathered their credentials, dumped their password. Again, they are domain admin because their IT had quite quickly access to the domain admin, and dump all the passwords of all the company, not the company, the console, or their organization. All this under 24 hours. I have 3 days on site. I was like, you know what? Let's sign up. I don't need to be here anymore. I've done my engagements. I've completed that. I can go home now and start writing a report. Am I wrong? Quickly, I'll speak about differences with CTF and what is the purpose. So in CTF, you have one flag to find. You usually don't need to do anything except that. Just find the one flag or find the technical problem that which lead you into the flag. There's one vulnerability at a time. So usually the hacker who guy created that doesn't want to create more vulnerable machines or services. It's not like metasploitable or something. Usually there is one goal into your target, and you just escalate your privileges, you escalate stuff through technical issues. you have to be very technical to do that. Not very technical, sorry. The CTFs are easy, but usually it kind of leads you into what you need to do. And you gain technical knowledge that is very useful in life. But what's the problem? They are not realistic. CTFs are not day-to-day engagements. You won't find those problems. You won't find those vulnerable services in real life, most likely. If you focus on one machine, you got into a computer, got shell, and then has got your privileges or whatever. You've done one problem. You found one problem in their machine. There could be another 10 more you can find that you might miss in your engagement. And this is exactly what penetration testing is talking about, because you need to find quite a lot of them. And this is a quick overview about the differences between CTF and penetration testing. What's your main focus? In CTF is one vulnerability. You only need one to get to your flag, usually. In penetration testing, find as many as you can. Your goal is there to be secure their network and help them become better in their security posture. Therefore, you need to find as many as you can. You don't need to exploit on the first day. You just need to get as much vulnerabilities and information as you can. Scope, as you all know, you can do whatever you want in CTF. You can go for any services you want, or if it's web app, if it's infrastructure, you can choose what to do. Penetration testing, it's all well defined. You can't go out of your authorization to test. And you really need to remember that. You can't test stuff you're not authorized to, unless you're going to start trouble. Time frames. CTF, have you done Hack the Box, FunHub? Doing whatever you want, do as long as you want. Penetration testing, usually under 5 days to do that, and that includes also reporting. Sorry. What's on the other side? CTF usually going to be a hacker, someone like you, someone who knows the system, know what you're looking for, and then it can guide you or help you achieve your goal. Penetration testing, you have a system administrator. Usually their goal will be not security. They don't care, but they don't focus on their security. So you need to think, you need to help them. You don't need to attack them. You need to help the system administrator to understand what is the problem. Sorry, my mouth is so dry. In the end, what's the end goal? CTF is the flag, submit the flag, or give it to someone, or just to yourself. Penetration testing, we have a full report we have to give. It's including executive summary, it's including technical problems. It's a basic analysis of everything you've done from the beginning to top, and what does other people need to focus on. What are the possible possible consequences. Never mind. What's the outcome of the penetration testing? I told you, my English goes down. And how they can fix the problems you found in penetration testing. Business risk. Basically, how you get a CISO in bed in 2 words. Every time you speak to a client, you speak to executive summary, you speak to anybody in the business, you need to speak about the business risk. That's what they understand. And this is, to become a better penetration testing, you need to understand how you can pass this risk into the client. Because if you tell the client, you got a problem with this service, you have MS17 internal blue, it gives them nothing. They don't understand. You need to go to their level and ask them business risk. This can impact your income, your reputation, speaking their level, stuff they could understand and actually relate to. It's all the mentality of finding one problem if you are in engagements like CTF. And like I've done. I found MS17, I got into the domain, into the computer, I got into the DC, I got to the domain admin. That's mean nothing to the client because you only found one problem. And the purpose of penetration testing is to find as many problems as possible. And by then help the customer achieve better baseline, better security posture. and then you need to explain the vulnerabilities and how they could affect the business revenue impact. And that's where we go into understanding what is penetration testing. As you're all getting into security, or you're doing that, running automatic tools won't really achieve the goal. Everybody could do that. Everybody can run Nessus. Everybody can run Responder. You have to understand what the tool does and how it works to give more value to the customer and become better, because a customer can install Nessus. It's free, 7 days trial. They can just install it and run it. It doesn't help them. And it doesn't help also I don't know how many have done that. I'm guilty of it, of like getting a Nessus report, export that, and then just make it into our report to give that client. This is not good. This is not what you should do. You should research your stuff and understand how you can leverage and help the client more. If you run with Responder, you just poison all their network. What is helpful? You need to more focus on understanding what the tool does. Poisoning their network can break their network. So if you don't run it with the right settings, you break stuff, and this could make stuff worse. Additionally, Nessus. Anybody knows the disadvantages and advantages of Nessus? You need to understand what Nessus finds and what Nessus doesn't find. Nessus doesn't find passwords and LDAP. Nessus doesn't find bespoke web applications problems. If you find a shared drive, it doesn't know what is important to the client. You need to go and research what the files have been found and what on them. If that has a valuable information, then that's what you need. That's how you can contribute more to a client. I've been to a client, I found a shared drive, Nessus find shared drive, I went into that, and I found movies on it. And again, that was the IT person leaving that. So, you need to know what are they. So my time wasn't very important, but I can show them that what we look at and actually contribute something over the automated tools. That's what you need to do, to understand the tool, what it does, what it doesn't, and by then contributing. There's one other thinking, penetration testing is not about exploitation, it's all about misconfiguration. It's not about understanding how you can exploit, it's about understanding how you can make stuff more secure. Again, Nessus doesn't find segregation, VLANs hopping, or stuff that can secure the network. You need to find the problems that the client sysadmin has created by their misconfiguration. Automated tools, again, like DevStar, Bloodhound. If you use them, did it really help the client? If you get Bloodhound, sorry if nobody knows it, I'm sorry if I'm just throwing name of tools. Bloodhound, if you are on your computer, you just run it and it'll go and give you domain admin. It will do all the exploitation by its own. So does it really help? Did you find the path, the Bloodhound? Can you do it on yourself? Take those tools, learn them, what they do and what they don't do, and then you become better penetration tester. Again, figures and stuff. A lot of us think that there's all this sentence that there's not enough people in this field with the right skills. It's not. So many people who learn CTFs, learn in university, computer science. That's not the problem. There's enough people. What companies want is people to understand understand the business and what's the risk to the business. They can relate it to the client. According to ISIS, it's the Information Audit and Control Association, done in 2015, sorry. The 72 of the clients said, people said that people they just bring into the company don't understand how to relate the business risks into the client. And this is the big problem we need to work on as people, as penetration testers, how we can relate our technical knowledge to the client. I found this sentence on Hack the Box forum while I've done this research, and I found it very useful. I'm going to be dumb and read it to you, but Hack the Box is basically the equivalent of a Sunday paper crossword puzzle to English teachers. It's awesome to learn new tricks and techniques as someone in the field, but none of this is going to help you on a daily basis. And what I want to say that good job learning CTFs, doing them, but probably in engagements, it's not going to be very helpful to you and you're not going to learn that. So you need to do the separation between CTFs and penetration testing and what you can learn. It could be very useful, CTF, but you're not going to find in day-to-day those problems. There's unique problems. Thank you. Thank you for everybody, and especially thank you to Jay, sitting over there. Any questions?
What's the name of your dog?
Social engineer.
So, really good talk, by the way. I really enjoyed it. I'm curious then, what is a good way to learn penetration testing? If not CTF, I
think for me, best way to learn, and I think I always like to have mentors. People help me to achieve those goals, to understand how to work better, understand the tools, or understand the techniques they're using. So I like to find mentors that will help me, and I will recommend everybody else. Reach to someone that you think is good at what he's doing and just ask for their help. And always seniors, people in your job. Yeah.
Where did you get slides from?
The background. You asked me where I got the slides from.
It's very like comic booky.
Yeah, Google. Google, what's the Google Slides it's called, and it's like Google Slide templates.
Like, I actually struggled, I created some slides recently for a workshop I did, and one of the things I struggled with was trying to sort of make them not really busy, but make them so they're not really trained users.
Yeah, that's
quite a good sort of.
I struggle with that, and I have tons of notes here, so I'm sorry if I look into the computer and trying to put it on. Yeah, so. Anyone else? Thank you for coming. For relief.